Hey up and welcome to this video, and let's just go back to that scene there that I captured. And as Helen was filming the B-roll, she made this comment that this was the perfect shot, and it wasn't. I didn't want to disagree, but it wasn't the perfect shot, and I'll explain why it wasn't the perfect shot in a minute. Now, me and Helen watch a lot of YouTube videos, and we look at images that come up on the screen, and I might go, well, I like that, that's a great shot, and she'll go, not sure. And then we'll watch another video, and Helen will go, oh, that's a really nice shot, and I'll go, no, I'm not too sure. And the reason we disagree is because we're both looking at the image in different ways. Helen looks at the image in a very fluffy manner, and I look at the image in a technical way. Composition, light, subject, leading line, balance in the shot, and that's why we disagree. And sometimes we have a bit of a debate about it as well. So going back to this image, this is the processed image now. And why is this not a perfect shot? Well, there's three reasons for me. One is the sky. It's pretty poor, it's pretty bland. There's just a little strip of cloud up there. Number two is a reflection in the water. It's not mirror-like, it's not still. There was a bit of a breeze blowing, and I did wait a few minutes to see if that would settle down, but it didn't. And the third reason is the sails on the windmill would look really good if they was facing this way, reflecting in the water. That would be the perfect shot for me for this scene. So it's not the perfect shot, and at the end of the day I got the best shot I could at that point in time. You would need to come back a number of times to this location to get that perfect shot, or near that perfect shot. So I began to work the scene, looking for alternative compositions, having the tripod lower down, higher up. I tried the 70 to 200 mil lens, but we was already close to the subject, so there was no need to go beyond 70 mil. So I left the 24 to 70 lens on, and I was conscious I needed to work reasonably quick because there was fear I was going to lose the light. As I got closer to the windmill, we started to see in the frame a lot more detail, and some of the detail I didn't really want in the image. So in the hut on the right hand side there, the black hut, there was a horrible health and safety sign, so I decided to remove that in processing, along with a couple of other things as well, which tidied the image up. I did add a sky from Photoshop, didn't quite like that. So at this point I'd very much exhausted this side of the water, and it was time now to move onto the other side to see if I could get any compositions from a slightly different viewpoint. Now Helen here was doing the B-roll with the Pocket Osmo, and this was very much works experience for her, because we're off to Scotland in a few weeks' time, and I'm hoping she's going to do a lot of the B-roll in Scotland, which will allow me to concentrate more on the photography. So I did get around the other side safely, kept moving backwards, trying not to fall into the water. And what I was trying to do here was line a shot up where we'd got two boats in the image and the wind pump in the middle of the two boats. I'd got a problem with the masts on the boats though, so I needed to be really careful with my positioning so that the masts were separated from the actual wind pump itself. and I did finally find the position. I ended up ramming my tripod into the bushes to get a position where the two masts were not touching the actual wind pump, and we got this shot, which from a composition point of view was quite nice, but when I did the processed image, the lighting in the composition I didn't quite like. I didn't like the lighting on the path and on the boat on the left hand side there. And that was the end of our shoot at Horsey Windpump. Well, the following day I'd promised Helen a day on the beach, and that's what we did, well, part of the day. So I left Helen further down the beach there with all the sunbathers, and I had a walk up the beach, had a paddle in the water, and of course I'd got my camera with me. So I took a few very basic handheld shots of the coastline, quite rocky, sea defence rocks there that's obviously been placed. Got some nice colours on them, nothing spectacular, but on the whole it was a very nice walk, paddling in the sea. And look at that mouse hole, God, how big are the mice in Norfolk? So it was a nice gentle walk up, and I was trying to bring the wave into the composition to act as a leading line. And as I walked further up the beach, I found this really nice rock. Oh, I really love the colours on this, the blacks and the whites. I wanted to take that home. I really wanted to put that in my car, but there's no way I was going to get that off the beach. But it made a nice image. It made a nice little subject to photograph. And I did, as you can see. So I carried on walking up the beach, quite a considerable way actually, a few more rock shots, and got this nice reflection actually. Obviously the tide was outgoing, so it was leaving these nice pools of water. Nice reflection there, the cliff. Came to these wooden sea defences, so a couple of cormorants sitting there sunbathing, and these old wooden sea defences were quite fascinating actually. They were quite dangerous. I'm surprised they've been left there with all the health and safety rules we've got these days. However, these old wooden sea defences would make an amazing foreground to a sunrise. You can just imagine them being in an image. The wooden sea defences would be in silhouette, and you'd have the sunrise and sky behind. This composition would make an amazing sunrise. Well, we got to midday and the heat was absolutely intense. It was about 30 degrees, so it was time to leave the beach, and we did a complete circumference of the lighthouse to get different angles and different shots. So we moved close into the lighthouse and then we moved further away, and you'll see this in a slideshow which will follow shortly. Now this lighthouse, it's not open to the public. It's you have to book visits here. I believe it's privately owned. There's residents that live around it, so you can't just walk in and start going up the lighthouse itself. But it made a nice subject, even in the bright sunshine. I think I got some nice shots, particularly the black and white ones. I think I really liked the way, once I did the edit, that the black and white ones came out. So here's that slideshow of the lighthouse. Okay, I now made use of the flippy screen, got down low, brought the poppies into the lower part of the image, pointed the camera up, and that gave me this next shot. Okay, let's just go back to that last shot there, the black and white. I really like this shot, it really works for me, but I did put a sky in from Photoshop, but in this instance the sky really works. You've got the light concentrated behind the lighthouse, which draws you to the lighthouse. You've got the cloud either side, which really fits into the composition. And the lower part of the image, you've got lines and you've got layers of the crops giving different shades of grey. So yeah, I really like this shot. Is it the perfect shot? Is it the perfect edit? Drop me a comment in the bottom, let me know. Okay, so excitement is building now, because in 3 weeks' time we're off to Scotland. We're stopping in the Glencoe area and for 5 days. Now I have bought a couple of special pieces of equipment for this trip. Here's one, well it's actually two, because there's his and hers, and we are going to be in some remote locations, so there's going to be no facilities. So I've provided facilities for both me and Helen to do what we need to do with these devices. She's so excited. And I've also bought some of these as well, because whilst we're standing in that countryside, there's obviously midges to take into account. Now Helen's not experienced midges, but I've bought some equipment in preparation for that. So the excitement is building for this trip to Scotland, and I've planned it day by day, so I know where we're going, what we're going to photograph, and whatever the weather does, we're going to be out there. Okay, if you've recently subscribed to the channel, massive thank you, really appreciate that, and thank you for those that may have not subscribed but watch the videos. Appreciate that as well. So thank you for watching this video. If you like the content, consider subscribing to the channel, give the video a like, or share the video. Now the next videos coming up before the Scotland videos, hopefully I'm going to get into the Peak District to capture some heather, although the weather always seems to be against me on my days off. And I've also got a what I'm going to call a cost of living sunset project that I've been working on, and I'm probably just going to edit that after finishing this video, so I'm not sure what's coming next, but anyway, I hope you look forward to the following videos, and in particular the Scotland videos. Just before we go, has anybody had the latest update for Photoshop, where on the intro screen they've got a picture of Britney Spears? How strange is that? That's it. I'll see you later.